Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the house. Today we're out in the shop. We need to get some work done on this Bronco. We found a patch panel for that quarter panel. And when I say a patch panel, I mean they don't make a patch panel for that area. So yes, we took a brand new quarter panel and cut the corner of it off and threw the rest of it in the garbage. But what do? Gotta have it. So let me show you what we got here. So yeah, we were out at Jamie's shop and he had a full quarter panel up on the shelf. Actually has both quarter panels. They were for another project that I think he's decided not to do, but I don't really care. I got what I needed. So yeah, we cut up a brand new quarter panel, but like I said, we have to have it. So today our plan is to get this section done. We're going to take a few measurements from the tailgate width just to make sure everything stays the correct width there. We're just going to take some measurements off some points here, draw out our lines what we're going to do. And then we're going to come through to the inside. We'll get this cleaned up, see what we can find for spot welds or whatever they got on these old trucks in this area. Get them drilled out and then cut it out. Start putting the new one in. Should be fun. So we are just going to, as usual, set it up on a time lapse just because it's going to take a while and I like to have the radio on and I can't play the radio and record YouTube. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to set up time lapse and we're just going to go, and it looks like the lens is pretty dirty. I'm going to have to clean that. Anyways, here we go. Did cut myself a little bit, but whatever. It's part of doing sheet metal work, right? Anyway, so we've tracked down, we took all that paint off of those edges, which kind of exposed the spot welds. They're not as obvious as they are in today's cars, but you could make out where they were. So the way I handle spot welds is I usually just drill all the way through with an 1/8 inch bit, and I come back with a rotobroach cutter. This is a 3/8 cutter basically, so it'll cut the spot weld out, but yet leave the metal, for the most part, leave the metal behind it. So when we put it back together with a new patch panel there, we'll mark those holes, drill them out, and then pretty much put our plug welds back where the spot welds were. It's going to be obvious this isn't an original quarter panel to a true enthusiast, but for us, it's going to be good enough. So we've got, I think everything's ready to go. For the most part, we got to cut all the way around. We'll just kind of start. I don't know what's going to happen with this spare tire carrier inside of it. So this might get, everything's kind of loose, but it doesn't really want to come off of there just yet. And I think it has something to do with that spare tire. We might have to hack it apart just to get in there to find out what is going on. We do have a spot weld still kind of hanging right here. Maybe that's what's doing it. So basically this is just a wood chisel that I use. I've been using it for years. They make spot weld cutters. I wouldn't mind having one someday, but I don't do a lot of this work, so I don't really care. But we need to break this spot weld loose yet. No good way to get in there to get it. And this is real metal. I like that crap nowadays. goes. And that's loose up to there. There's something right here in this corner that seems to not want to move. Might be another small weld, or it might just be the old seam sealer. Might be something up top here too. It does kind of feel like the top might have a spot weld up here. Basically, I'm just bending it, but looking to see where it's like there's something right there. It does not want to move. I can't tell if it's... So let's hit that one quick and see what's behind door number 2, I guess. Like I said, this isn't as obvious as today's cars. Today's cars, you can really see where the spot welds are. So again, 1/8 inch bit. And that leaves me a hole for the guide pin on the roto-broach here to slide into. It's not exactly the way they're designed to work, but that's the way I do it. And this roto-broach is getting towards the end of its life. It's not cutting real well, but should be enough to get through this little job. What do we got here? Still hanging on there. Does seem that that's where it is. Keep working away at it. Everything seems to be good except for right up there. There it goes. And I'm through, but it's just not letting go there. I just don't see anything. But you don't want to bend up the inner structure. You want that to stay exactly where it is, because that's going to be your template to put it back together. It's always possible that there's 2 of them there. Usually you can see which side it wants to bend on, but this doesn't want to bend on either side. There it goes. Oh, there was another one back. Yeah, so I was drilling this one, and there was another one, a little one back there. Like I said, you can't see them real well on this older girl. So there we go. And now you can see that inner brace that I was talking about. That's what bent it in, was this big bracket. And I don't know exactly how was held on there, but you can see all the mud and everything in there, but you can also see how clean. I mean, this is just dirt for a 70. I can't remember if it's 78 or 79, but one or the other. Anyways, all right, well, we're this far. Now we're going to pretty much set it back up. We'll get the edges cleaned up, and then we'll start trimming the new one to fit. And then when we get it somewhere where I'm happy, pretty well set up here. Got everything fitting pretty tight. We gotta do some pushing and shoving yet. When we start tacking here, there's just no real good way to clamp this in place. So I'm just gonna have to do it a little bit at a time and get it put in the position that I want. We have our fire prevention system in place, which is just a cardboard box. We got our holes drilled where the original spot welds were, or real close to it anyways. Got our weld through primer sprayed on the inside of the couple surfaces that are overlapping each other. Other than that, I think we're just going to set up on a time lapse here and start. Well, we got her all welded in, ground up and cleaned up and all that good stuff. Just finished DAing it all out here. You can see the stamp marks on the end here from this aftermarket quarter panel. It's not near as nice as the original was, and that's why we didn't replace the entire quarter panel. There's nothing wrong with the rest of this truck. It was just this corner. So I feel this was the best way to solve the situation. So we went on the inside, cleaned up all the welds from the inside with some Scotch-Brite. We got everything wiped down with wax and grease remover here. So basically we're gonna get a coat of good old Bondo on her, get her straightened up. It's not bad. There's a little low spot right here, but I was dealing with two different thicknesses of metal, obviously, and this patch obviously did not match the contour of this original. So I basically went for get the corners lined up nice, but that's kind of sucked that in just a little bit. And I tried to get it out the best I could, but up in this area, and it's not low at all. It's just me being picky. But yeah, so a couple skim coats of mud. well, I think that's going to wrap it up for our little quarter panel patch job. It's 100% better than that old style. I mean, still would have rather have saved the original metal, but like I said, I just don't think it was worth the effort. It would have been a lot of Bondo in there to get that fixed up. So I'm pretty happy the way this turned out. The wind's blowing and slamming the doors, but for the most part, we're going to get a little seam sealer in through here to seal up that seam, and then we're going to go up inside here and we'll seam seal the welds coming down and through here, and then we'll get them undercoated and cleaned up inside so that won't have any issue with that later on. Other than that, we're just going to finish body work. We got the doors about done, and the hood and the tailgate, and again, this is all going to get primed, and then we're going to reblock the whole thing out again, and then we'll fix anything else we find, and then we'll reprime it again. But for the most part, we're just going to go back to doing body work, and nobody really wants to watch body work, so we're just going to we're going to wrap this video up. I'm kind of sick of working on it today, so I'll finish this one up. It'll be a few weeks, and then we'll get it in primer, and we'll get on to the next step. So anyways, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.